Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you've got your popcorn ready because today, we're diving into a topic that's sure to get the conversation started: college football playoffs. Yes, that time of year when dreams are crushed, Cinderella stories are written, and snow-covered stadiums become the backdrop for some of the most thrilling moments in college sports. So, buckle up because we're about to break down all the drama, all the excitement, and let's be real, all the emotions from the 2024 college football playoffs. Now, if you're anything like me, you've probably spent more time than you'd care to admit glued to your TV screen, watching these powerhouse programs duke it out for the ultimate prize. But guess what? The true magic of college football doesn't just happen in fancy stadiums. Oh no, my friend, it happens on college campuses. The atmosphere, the fans, the school spirit, it's all part of what makes this sport so incredible. So today, we're talking about Notre Dame's historic home playoff victory, why the postseason should be happening on campus, and of course, we'll throw in some predictions, some stats, and a dash of college football gossip. But before we dive in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell because we've got a whole lot more football goodness coming your way. Alright, let's get into it. Main content: the magic of college football playoffs. Alright, let's paint the picture. It's a Friday night, and Notre Dame is hosting Indiana in the first ever home playoff game of the college football playoff era. The scene? A frosty Notre Dame stadium, packed with rowdy students, alumni, and fans who've probably had a little too much to drink at the linebacker lounge. The energy is electric, the snow is falling, and for one night, it feels like we're back to the roots of college football, the good old days when this sport was all about fun, rivalry, and a little bit of chaos. I mean, let's be real, the college football playoff has been a rollercoaster ride. We've seen the drama, the upsets, and of course, the controversy. Looking at you, committee. But something about that home game atmosphere just feels right. There's a special kind of magic when you're on campus, surrounded by die-hard fans and marching bands blaring the school fight song. I can almost hear the roar of the crowd and the echo of "Touchdown Jesus" as the game goes on. It's the perfect setting. Now, I know some of you are probably like, wait, didn't this game happen in a big fancy stadium? Yep, you're right. But imagine the playoff games happening on college campuses, packed stadiums, crazed fans, and the raw energy of the college football experience. It would be a game changer. The Notre Dame effect. Okay, so let's talk about Notre Dame and why they're such a great example of why on-campus playoff games should be the future. When the Irish took on Indiana in that historic game, it wasn't just a battle between two teams, it was a clash of tradition versus modern-day college football. Notre Dame didn't just play a game, they put on a spectacle. The best part? The fans were all in. I mean, you've got a frozen stadium filled with over 77,000 fans, all braving the cold for the chance to witness history. There's something about college football that makes it so much more personal. You know, when you're cheering for your school, it's more than just a team, it's family. And that's something you can't replicate in an NFL-style stadium. Oh, and speaking of the crowd, did I mention the Jumbotron antics? Because trust me, they were amazing. Imagine a leprechaun hat wearing gerbils singing a tune, a priest cranking up Mo Bamba on the mic, and Jerome Bettis giving an impromptu speech to get the crowd hyped. Classic college football weirdness, right? But that's the charm. That's what makes college football so special. And let's not forget about the game itself. Notre Dame didn't just win, they dominated. And I mean dominated. The Hoosiers were left in the dust, and the Irish took the victory 27-17 in front of their rabid fans. Sure, the game wasn't the most thrilling on paper, blowout, but who cares? The energy of being on campus, the snow, the tailgating, that's what made this game memorable. What college football is all about, campus energy. Here's the thing, college football was born on campuses. It was an extracurricular activity for students to get out, compete, and cheer for their school. It wasn't about billion-dollar stadiums or corporate sponsors, though let's be real. We loved those sweet TV deals. It was about spirit, pride, and unity, and that's what you get when playoff games are played on college campuses. The big stadiums are cool and all, but they don't have the same magic. Sure, you get flashy lights, VIP boxes, and fancy amenities. But where's the energy? Where's the soul of college football? When you're sitting in a stadium surrounded by fellow students who live and breathe the game. You feel it. It's the kind of experience that gets passed down through generations, something that you can't just replicate on a random neutral field. And let's talk about the tailgating. Seriously, who doesn't love a good tailgate? You've got fans grilling burgers, chugging beers, and high-fiving strangers in the parking lot. That's what college football is all about, getting together, having a good time, and enjoying a game that's more than just a game. It's a celebration. It's a way of life. So, why should the postseason belong on campus? Let me break it down for you. The atmosphere. College campuses provide the ultimate setting for a postseason game. You get the crowds, the bands, the cheers, everything that makes college football college football. Fan engagement. On-campus games allow for closer fan engagement. You don't get that same level of excitement when you're playing in a stadium in a random city miles away from the actual school. The tradition. There's something about playing in a historic stadium on campus that makes it feel like the game matters. It's part of the college experience, part of the history of the school. Money and economic impact. Let's face it, on-campus games are a win-win. Think about the local economy. Hotels, restaurants, bars, all these businesses benefit when college games are held on campus. And with the college football playoff bringing in millions, it's a financial boost that benefits everyone. Closing thoughts. So, there you have it, folks. The college football playoff should absolutely be held on campuses. It just makes sense. We saw how electric the atmosphere was at Notre Dame Stadium. Imagine what it would be like for the rest of the teams. And while the bowl system has its charm, there's nothing like the raw energy of a campus game. But hey, what do I know? Maybe I'm just nostalgic for the days of tailgates, marching bands, and snow-covered football fields. Before we wrap up, I just want to say, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Leave a comment down below and let me know your thoughts on the future of college football. Do you think postseason games should stay on campus? Or is the bowl system where it's at? I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Thanks for hanging out with me today. And I'll catch you in the next one. Go team! Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the wild world of college football playoffs, and trust me, this is gonna be a ride you don't want to miss. So, if you're ready to laugh, cry, or question the very essence of your existence as a college football fan, then hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and let's get into it. Ohio State's blowout over Tennessee. What just happened? Okay, let's talk about that blowout win Ohio State delivered to Tennessee. If you missed it, don't worry, you're not alone. The Buckeyes took Tennessee to school. And by school, I mean a 42-17 crushing defeat that made all of us sit up and say, well, that escalated quickly. But seriously, Ohio State had us all asking two major questions. Why couldn't they play like this against Michigan? Are they back to being the favorites to win the national title? Now, let's break down this wild game and try to answer these burning questions. Ohio State's performance was a masterclass in what they can do when they actually show up. The offense was clicking, the defense was ferocious, and honestly, Tennessee was just a casualty of Ohio State firing on all cylinders. Ohio State's first half, pure dominance. Let me paint a picture for you. Ohio State had its first punt with 4 minutes left in the second quarter. That's right, folks, Tennessee didn't even get to see the ball much. Meanwhile, Tennessee's first completed pass didn't come until 6 minutes into the second quarter. At that point, the game was already 21-0 in Ohio State's favor. And all the Tennessee fans in the stands, those poor, shivering souls braving wind chills below 20 degrees, were left wondering what the heck just happened. You could almost hear the collective groan from all the Tennessee fans thinking, was this really worth the trip? Jeremiah Smith and Emeka Egbuka, the dynamic duo, were on fire, racking up 11 catches and nearly 200 yards between them. You think the Vols were prepared for that? Absolutely not. They were getting torched like a marshmallow at a campfire. And don't even get me started on Ohio State's defense, which had Tennessee's freshman QB Nico Iamaleava running for his life all night. It was like watching a cat chase a laser pointer. But the cat was a big, hungry Buckeye and the laser was a struggling Iamaleava. Ryan Day's aggressive game plan, Here's the thing, though. Ohio State didn't just win. They asserted dominance in a way that had even Ryan Day, the coach, giving credit to his team for calling a much more aggressive game plan than we've seen before. After this win, the Ryan Day pressure cooker went from boiling to less boiling. But let's be real, there's still some heat on him after the Michigan debacle. But that's a story for another day. Day himself said it best: "You're defined by the way you handle adversity in life." And this was a massive adversity they were facing after the Michigan loss. The way Ohio State came out swinging sent a message that they're not done yet. What's next? A wild rematch against Oregon. Alright, hold on to your hats because things are about to get even crazier. Ohio State's next opponent? The Oregon Ducks, who are coming in hot after their thrilling win over the Buckeyes in October. You remember that, right? Oregon 32, Ohio State 31, and I'm not talking about a field goal win. No, we're talking about a heart-pounding finish that left Ohio State fans crying in their cereal. But now, 3 months later, Ohio State has a chance to redeem themselves. And trust me, this rematch is going to be a doozy. These two teams are a national title contender and a talent powerhouse, respectively, so you know it's going to be a showdown for the ages. The format controversy. Why are they meeting so early? Here's the catch, though. Should these two teams really be facing off so early in the 12-team playoff? Ohio State, ranked number 6, is facing number 1 Oregon in the quarterfinals. And we have to ask, is that fair? Because let's be honest, the playoff format this year is, well, a little wonky. The playoff system seeds the 4 highest-ranked conference champions as the top 4 seeds, which, while good for conference champs, throws the entire ranking system out of whack. This means teams like Ohio State, number 6 in the rankings, are getting stuck with teams like Oregon, number 1. And that's not ideal for the integrity of the tournament. The bigger question here, is the 12-team format really working? Or is it just making things more complicated than they need to be? Maybe we need to consider a better seeding system for future playoffs. A roundup of the other first-round games. No upsets here. Now, let's quickly talk about the other first-round games. Spoiler alert, there were no surprises. It was all chalk, meaning the higher-seeded teams won. Here's a quick breakdown. The ACC champion was knocked out by the SEC runner-up. The Big Ten's third-best team took down the SEC's third-best team. Notre Dame cruised past the Big Ten's fourth-best team. It was basically a bloodbath of blowouts, with the winners putting up a combined 145 points and the losers only managing to score 68. Does this mean teams like SMU and Indiana didn't deserve a spot in the playoff? Maybe, but the gap between the elite teams and the good teams was pretty obvious after these lopsided victories. Can Boise State and Arizona State spoil the party? But here's where it gets interesting. Boise State and Arizona State are both underdogs that could make a major impact. These teams, ranked number 9 and number 12, are facing off against Texas and Penn State. And let's just say they've got a lot of people rooting for them. If they can pull off the upsets, they'll make history and show the world that even underdogs can run with the big dogs. Looking ahead, Ohio State versus Oregon, the ultimate showdown. As we move toward the quarterfinals, we can't help but get excited about the Rose Bowl matchup between Ohio State and Oregon. This is what we were all hoping for, an epic game that could end up being a preview of the national championship. For Ohio State, this is a redemption story in the making. For Oregon, it's about proving that their win in October wasn't just a fluke. No matter who wins, this game is shaping up to be an absolute classic. And there you have it, folks. That's your breakdown of the first round of the college football playoff. Let me know what you think. Who do you have winning the rematch? Ohio State or Oregon? Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Who are you rooting for? Until next time, keep your helmets on and your snacks ready. We've got more playoff madness ahead. Thanks for watching, everyone. Catch you in the next video. And remember, keep cheering for your team, unless they're playing Ohio State.